Another 60 difficulty. We're looking at, again, 270-ton drop weight. All right. Not as many salvage shares this time. I'm going to go ahead and we'll put 2 minimum here. Let's go up to 5 there. I'll put 1 more point here, because there is a likelihood we'd get to this damage level. And then we'll put the last 2 points. Oh yeah, you guys can't see this anymore because of my face cam, so I'll go over it a little bit more more thoroughly. So I put 2 points into C-bill payout to get it up to, well, the total potential payout is going to be 1.13. We'll say 1.14 if we round that up. Million. The salvage shares are up to 12. And the damage coverage is up to 523,500. So, there we go. The pirates' first base was a ruse. Act as a diversionary force to draw the pirates away from their base. Hold them as long as you are able, which will give an infiltration team enough time to extract the prisoners and get clear. Okay. Alright, so I think the switch out I'm going to do here... Oh! Lester was injured in that last fight. I guess the torso session getting knocked out is what happened there. I'm going to go ahead and switch out the quick draw for the Yagermech. We're going to give the Yagermech a chance here. I don't know if it's going to do all that well, but we'll at least give it the opportunity. And in that case, we will put Hope in the seat to replace our injured pilot. Then I'm probably just going to keep everything else as is, unless we have a better developmental pilot. Somebody that needs all 3 skills. So Captain Lester would be a potential developmental pilot. As would Katz. I mean, honestly, pretty much everyone here would be a good developmental pilot. I think I'm going to lean towards Thorn, because Thorn's going to be potentially one of our better pilots if we get him leveled up. Katz would be another good one. So it's between Katz and Thorn. Thorn needs the most work, though, as opposed to... Well, it's only one difference of 1 point, I guess. Alright, I'll go Katz in this case. Alright, so we've got Freeman, Hope, Katz, and then myself. Okay. Fingers crossed this goes well. We'll just see how well Captain Hope does. And the Yagermech, because we kind of designed that mech specifically for her. Emphasis on ballistic weapons, which is going to be her strong suit.
All right.
Well, eventually, once she levels it up.
Location of Shenzhen's son. They're at a heavily guarded prison complex, but fortunately for us, pirates are rather single-minded. If we stage a diversion, we should be able to draw away enough troops for our support teams to extract the prisoners.
Target destroyed.
Okay. So far, so good. Got ourselves a Jenner coming in. What's this? Vindicator. Alright, I'll focus on the Vindicator here. We got 2 friendly mechs. I got him. Spider coming in. Oh, that spider just ate that explosion. Okay, he's dead. Okay, that guy's gonna explode. Get out of there. Okay. Decent amount of friendly fire from our Yagermech. Another big explosion there. Our friendly mech is not doing so hot. Okay, he's dead. Alright. So we got 29 things to kill. What do we got here? Another cicada. Okay, let's switch over here. I'm gonna switch over to the urban mech. That's actually a bigger threat, I think, than the cicada. Ow. Don't hit me with that nonsense. That was the one. Yeah, AC-10.
Destroyed.
All right, he's dead.
Target acquired.
Okay.
Target.
Killed that walker.
Switch over to the vehicle here.
Target destroyed.
All right, what do we got? Spider.
Hostiles inbound.
All right.
Brace for contact, Commander.
Something hit the Warhammer from over here. And it's still hitting it. Oh, I see it. It's a vehicle.
Target acquired.
Got another one.
Another cicada.
Target.
Ooh, a quick draw.
acquired. Incoming missile.
That guy's dead. Need to get close so those LRM-10s aren't effective. He's dead.
Look out.
There's a vehicle around here somewhere.
Scope is lighting up with more targets
Okay,
converging
we're good.
on your position, Commander.
All right, looking good.
Frosty.
Okay, they're over there.
Acquired.
What do we got? All right,
Target acquired.
all cicadas, so nothing really too
Target
scary.
destroyed.
Something's gonna explode.
Oh, they're behind me. Take that, and that.
Destroyed. Target acquired. Target.
Okay, he's dead.
Kill, Commander. It's going quick.
Take that, and that.
Your resistance is pulling in more hostiles from the
Okay,
surrounding
8
area.
more to go. Oop, here we go.
Target acquired.
DJ1. Okay.
Yeah.
Focus on the Jenner for a second. Ouch. And we also got an assassin. Owie. I'm gonna ignore the assassin for right now. He's dead.
Target acquired.
Alright, go after the arms. Ouch.
Target
Tango eliminated.
He's dead. Go over to the assassin.
acquired.
Actually, let me kill that. Oof. How are we doing on armor? Okay. Goodbye, arm.
Bad news, Commander. More hostiles inbound.
Okay, 6
on
more to
your
go.
position. Get ready for some company.
Vehicles first, because they're kind of out in the... where we can get them.
Target destroyed.
That one's dead.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Dead. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, a dragon.
Target destroyed.
Okay, dead. Vindicator. Alright, so we got some serious stuff here. Focus on this guy first. Actually, I should take out his arm, shouldn't I? Ow.
Target acquired.
Okay, got his arm. Got him.
Clean kill, sir.
Okay, my one arm is hurting.
Incoming missile.
Ouch. There goes my arm. Oh crap, my center torso is hurting. I can't take too much more beating. My allies are gonna have to help me here. Look away. Turn back. Look away. He's almost down. There's one more target somewhere, though. I also have to get out of here. I suspect it's some vehicle somewhere. I gotta get out of here immediately, though, so I'm hoping... Oh, shit. Right. You're right.
On the commander's target.
It's a catapult. Come on, guys, with the LRMs. Thunderbolt, you have LRMs, do you not? Alright, the Warhammer's gonna have to hold the line here. Because I am really hurt. Okay, we got it.
What's your focusing target?
It's the one with LRM 20s. So if I get close, I might be okay.
Incoming missile.
Shit.
All right, Commander.
Oh, okay, we need to get out, like, right now. Go, 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 go.
Son and several other prisoners from the complex. The plan worked.
Alright, I don't care about these enemy. Hopefully they don't knock out my allies while I'm trying to get out. But I can't stay in this fight any longer. We are beat to hell.
Target acquired.
They're medium mechs. We're not that far away from the extract point, though. So my allies are just gonna have to hold the line. Oh shit, there's a helicopter.
Target acquired. Target
Goodbye.
destroyed.
Okay, we're not far away. Come on, come on, come on.
Contract successful.
Yeah, good.
Time to get paid.
Alright, Warhammer made it out pretty good. Thunderbolt and the Yagermech took a lot of damage, but I'm curious, how'd the Yagermech do? Now, I saw it shoot allies quite a lot. I don't think that's factored in the damage done, though. At least I hope it isn't. Alright. So we got a lot of choices from salvage, but unfortunately we only have 12 shares, so it looks like the spider is all we're going to be able to get away with here. The quality 0 LRM-20, just from a sell-it standpoint, might not be a bad pickup. But we got some quality 3 medium lasers. I gotta pick those up. As a matter of fact, I might want all of them, so goodbye, spider. Also take the quality 2s, because you never know. You could use some of those. And then I'll take the LRM-20 as a sell, because it gives me 125,000 per shell. That's per share. That's not too bad. As far as our damage coverage goes, we actually took less damage than I had damage coverage. Not by a big margin. We took 519,000 damage and we insured 523, so just very slightly less. So it was good we took that a little bit of extra. So total payout, which you guys probably just can see, is 1.6, a little bit over 1.6 million. All right, cool. All right. So unfortunately, yeah, the Yagermech really was not all that good of a strong performer. I only did 496 damage as opposed to Thunderbolt 604, which this isn't abysmal, but it's not good either. The Warhammer did decent, which we expect. It also didn't take very much damage, which I find surprising, but all right. And then we did a lot of damage, but we also took a lot of damage. We took the most amount of damage out of the bunch, the Thunderbolt being the next one. I don't really know what was going on with the Thunderbolt that it was taking that kind of damage. I guess maybe attacks from the rear. There was a lot of lighter, quicker mechs attacking us. Yeah, the pilot skill might be part of that. If we get her a higher ballistic skill, she might do better. This isn't abysmal. This here is not abysmal, so we'll see. But like the Thunderbolt, I put really good pilots in here. It really seemingly doesn't matter. This mech is always underperformed, so we'll see. But it's not a terrible number here by any rate. But in any case, let's move forward. I'm happy more or less with what the way the mission went. Thank you for what you've done for me. I know you simply accepted the contract, but I owe you a life debt for saving my son from a terrible fate. In order to pay off his life debt, he would like to humbly offer his services as a pilot. Oh, okay, so we got ourselves a free pilot. That's the first time I think I've seen that. At least I think so. I mean, technically we got Freeman that way. Let's see how good of a pilot this guy really is. If he's terrible, he's getting fired almost immediately. Oh, he's actually really good. Okay, that's amazing. All right, well, he has a lot of room for development, but he's actually really good. Cool. What's his description? Born in Randar in 2092. Dmitry so-and-so comes from a long line of MechWarriors who proudly served the Capellan Confederation. His allegiances began to shift, however, when he was rescued by Captain Mason. I thought we were Commander Mason. We're Commander Mason, excuse me? Get the rank right, buddy. The made-up rank that we assigned ourselves. Anyway, after he had been captured by a band of pirates. So this is actually accurate. Dimitri's deep sense of honor compelled him to declare a life debt to Commander Mason. He has served dutifully under Mason ever since. See, now it says Commander. Come on, get the consistency here. They really need to work out these typos. Oh well. Okay. He also doesn't make all that much money, considering how skilled of a pilot he is, but I guess the life debt is he was willing to take a little bit less cash than normal for somebody of his skill level, although Griffith is kind of, yeah, Griffith gets paid more than him. All right, let's take a look at the market, see if anything interesting has showed up there. Not really. All right. Let's see where our mechs ended up. So the Yager mech may have lost some. No, it didn't lose any weapon systems. Thunderbolt? Okay, nobody lost any weapon systems, so that's actually really good. A lot of armor lost, though, so probably still going to take a decent amount of time to repair. But this is one of those things where we have to make a judgment call, because I could very easily get to my campaign objective if I clicked on it correctly. It's only 20 days away, and I suspect that it wouldn't take 20 days, even though we do have an increase in repair time. Actually, quite a lot of increase. We'll have to see. Let's see where we're at. I suspect the Thunderbolt and the Yagermech take the most time to repair. But I will point out, considering the damage output of this mech, it actually didn't really do all that bad. It only has a damage output of 20 versus the Thunderbolt's 48. So, considering where it ended up, I guess it's not too bad. In any case, let's see how long it takes. 20 days. Which is exactly how much time it would take us to get there. So, that's perfect. Okay, Thunderbolt. This one's probably going to take the longest. Yeah, 42 days. Jesus. So it didn't lose any systems, but it did need to repair a number of systems, which is one of the reasons why it's taking so long. I'll think about that one. The Grasshopper. This one's pretty important, too. Oh, this one we need major repairs. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I guess we can undo it. Yeah. I'm not sure if we lost money permanently there for that. You know what? I'm going to let that one go. What about the Warhammer? How long does that take to repair? Only 10. All right, I'm willing to repair those two. The Grasshopper is going to take a long time because we have to repair the arm. You get it all back? Okay. So if we're going to go somewhere to repair anyway, I guess we'll get it back. We'll take it back. I have to go get repaired. It really just comes down to that. Let me take a look at the star map, see if we got a sighting on any other industrial zones. Okay, so there is an industrial zone up here. Question is, which is closer, this industrial zone or that one? It actually might not. They're kind of close together. But let's say we jumped back to Shiba, which is probably the closest. That's 34 days. Let's say if we jumped over, this is probably going to take way longer. Yeah, way longer. Yeah, okay. We also had discounts over in Sheba that we don't have over in Merrick space because we haven't done any contracts for House Merrick. How are we doing from a getting the Capellans to like me standpoint? So we're probably really close to getting a +4. Because that's where we're at with House Davian. Unfortunately, I did do a number of contracts against House Davian. We were maxed out with them at one point, but we're not in their space right now, so I guess that doesn't really matter. Alright, so I figure we go back to Sheba. If we're going to do this. 34 days. It's just such a long time. And it's probably going to take us 50-ish days to get over here. I need my mechs at max capacity when we get there. So, I don't know. Like, part of me wants to do contracts along the way. But I feel like if we take any more damage that's serious, we're putting ourselves in a position to be just as screwed. So I'm unsure, but we probably should come back to the industrial zone with the amount of repairs we have to do, because we want to be at our best before we do this campaign mission, because it might be quite hard. I just wish there was another industrial zone closer to us, but there just really isn't. Unless there was one on this side or something, but... Alright, well, it's just gonna have to be what it is. I don't like doing it, but... we're gonna have to wait anyway, because some of those repairs were, what, 40 days long? If we did it in that space. Okay. So, the Thunderbolt was pretty serious. See, that goes down to 21. Much more workable. Okay. Get those out of the way. Now for my rebuild. So imagine that. We lost one of our arms again. That's why I pick up these quality 2 medium lasers whenever I can. This might be a good opportunity to switch out the extended range large laser. What is the difference in tonnage? No difference in tonnage. Damage output is the same. So really it's just more heat for more range is where we're at. So the max range is really high as opposed to this. So there's not really a lot of advantage in doing that, but we do know that the Grasshoppers are really heat efficient, so it wouldn't really hurt us too much to take this. Out of curiosity, is this an engine heatsink? It is. So what we can do to try and combat that is put in the double heatsink there. And that should help us combat the change here that we're about to do. Alright, so the damage output's not going to go up at all, but the range is going to go up a lot. And we did help ourselves a little bit with cooling. Alright, 31 days, I'll take it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too excited about any of these mechs. Just take a look at what's here. Yeah, I don't think any of this refreshed because we're seeing very minimal stuff here. So, guess we're just gonna move on. Mostly just came here for some repairs. We're still doing okay from a money standpoint, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay. So 31 days being our longest one, that's not too bad. Let me go back to the star map. I don't think we're gonna mess around here. I think we're just gonna go straight to here. I really wanted to pick up a different mech or something, but we just haven't been finding this stuff in this industrial zone, and I really don't want to waste too much time jumping around from system to system trying to find a mech that's just not there. I kind of regret not picking up a Marauder now, because I have a feeling this is going to be a higher weight We're going to be doing, what is the name of it? Not being tracked for whatever reason. Let's click on it. It's called Distress Call. Yeah, Distress Call. So I don't know what kind of weight we're supposed to bring in. Because if it's 270 tons, we're kind of there. If it's any more than that, we're not really. Because I think the maximum we can do is 270. Yeah, I kind of regret not picking up a Marauder when I had the opportunity. Because we're starting to get at the point where we need heavier mechs. What I might do here is look for a better mech. I don't know where to go, though, to do that. Because I've got no indicators of where a good mech would be. We could go to Daikon, that's only 13 days away. I'm fairly certain we haven't been there. And we could jump over here. We haven't been here either, I don't think. And just see if we can find a decent heavy mech. You can go to any of them, it's random. Yeah. I don't know, I just feel like we'd be wasting a lot of time. And we're going to have a long journey here anyway, so I'm just going to go straight there. And if we're not set up for the mission, well, we're not set up for it. Let's go. I also want some more intel to see if there's more industrial zones over here anyway. Yeah. Well, we had an opportunity to get a rare Marauder that was fairly decent price. But I didn't do it. Alright, before we do anything, let's go take a look at the market. Catapult, not interested in that. Hey, a Victor. That's an 80-ton mech, though. That's probably a little bit bigger than I want to deal with. And I'm not so sure how effective a Victor is. Again, I'm using knowledge. It's not this game, though. A lot of the things that I know from other BattleTech universe games sometimes don't apply to this game, so it's kind of hard to say. This is very expensive, though. And obviously we wouldn't have it for this mission, so kind of a moot point. It's only 260 tons, so I guess we're fine. Alright, so this is an open call to any mercenary or mercenaries or authorities in the area. We are under attack by a band of unidentified raiders. We're a civilian settlement with no political affiliation. Please, if anyone receives this, we need help immediately. But we've got 7 points to invest. I'm going to go ahead and put just 3 of those right into damage coverage because we know we're going to take that kind of damage. And I'm probably going to put the rest into salvage. Get us up to 10. Total potential payout is 1 point. We'll just say 2 million if you round it up. And that's pretty much where we're at. So 10 shares, 523,500 for our damage coverage. This is against Black Inferno, and it's for a faction that really... It's Coalition of Farmers, not really that important. Swap your AC for Gauze, yeah. We'll see. Alright, let's go ahead and accept. Alright, so this is where we have to make a decision on who to bring in. Now this lineup is too heavy. I think what I want to run with is the Shadowhawk. This has proved very effective even in the hands of the AI. And that already gets us down. Now, the Thunderbolt isn't necessarily that effective of a damage dealer, but it's very well armored, so we don't really have to worry about it taking serious damage. Typically, I've never really seen this thing take too much serious damage. I think the last time was really the most damage it had ever really taken. I will swap the Warhammer in the Shadowhawk's position. Alright, let's think about what pilots we want. Now, Freeman should still stay in the Warhammer. Let's just go ahead and get him over there. The Shadowhawk is very dependent upon missile systems. It has a couple energy weapons, but really its bread and butter is missile systems. And then the Thunderbolt has all 3 weapon types, as we know. So let's switch over. This might be a time for a developmental pilot as well, somebody that's not quite there yet. Boys wouldn't be a bad choice, but let's see who else we can do. I mean, honestly, moving Cats over here might not be a bad choice. He's got 5 in missile skill, which outside of Freeman might not be, that might be the best we have. Oh, that's not true. Portillo has 6. Well, then Portillo looks like he's going to be the guy for the job. Because he also has 2 in energy weapons. And he's not bad across the board, so I think Portillo, it's going to be finally his chance to shine. Although this guy, holy crap. Now that I'm looking at this, he's very close to leveling up too. And a lot of these things. Now, he's behind on some of them, but like, the fact he's so close to leveling up, and he's got good skill. Now, the missiles is where we really want stuff, though. So, honestly, I think we use Portillo here still. And then maybe, rather than Cats, this might be a good opportunity to just get him some development, because he can get all 3 weapon types leveled up with the Thunderbolt, because the Thunderbolt has all 3 weapon types. And give him some much-needed skill. He potentially could level up all of these at once and be up to 25, which just puts him on par with Portillo. Not necessarily tit for tat, but yeah, I like this. Let's put him there. So yeah, this is not a bad loadout, I think. Portillo, who is the best at missile weapons outside of Freeman, and pretty good elsewhere as well. And then I'm going to say Shen Zhang is how you pronounce that, but I'm sure it's not. We'll call him Shen for short. So Captain Shen here, he could be very good for us. So we want to get him leveled up as soon as we can. I mean, he's not far away from Freeman in ability. So yeah, let's work towards that. The only thing that Freeman has up on him is an evasion. For the most part, they're very similar from their cap. Okay, let's go ahead and ready up. I think we're good to go. So the Shadowhawk is a very effective mech. I expect a lot of damage from it. It may lose its arms. It happens very frequently. It pretty much has the same kind of problems the Grasshopper has. Very prone to losing its arms. But most of its firepower is in its torso sections. So the real brunt of its attacks should be fine. And it should continue to deal damage even though it has taken some significant amount of damage. So I suspect a lot out of this guy, despite being a lighter mech. Okay, let's ready up. Unfortunately, his damage is all close range, but as we've seen, that really isn't too much of a problem in this game, as most encounters are close range anyway.
Attention. Prepare for battle-like departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alright, here we go.
Okay, Commander. Time to save lives and win some hearts and minds in the process. The Forming Combine's main population center is close by. Get there and protect it. If there are any Inferno forces in the area, well, eliminate them with extreme prejudice. I'd personally appreciate it. So will our clients.
I'm trying to take my time.
Extreme prejudice, huh? I can definitely do that. See you in a bit.
So the Warhammer and the Thunderbolt catch up to us because they're a little bit behind. The Shadowhawk should be able to catch up to us because it's faster. Alright, we're more or less formed up now. Hit G. What does G do? Oh, is that like group movement? I don't know. Slow speed. Well, I'm the same speed as the other 2 slower mechs, so that really isn't necessarily gonna help us. The Shadowhawk is the only faster mech. Everybody else should be the same speed as me. Portillo, do I have to come over there and smack you? Where are you? Which mech did I put you in?
Target acquired.
I think I put you in the Shadowhawk, actually. Alright, we've got a long build-up because they started us quite a ways away from the mission. Not a whole lot is happening right now.
Would love to take in the view. Not now, of course.
I'm gonna have to put Freeman and Portillo in the brig when we're done with this. This one might be tough because we've got a big built-up city here. If the enemy drops in on the other side of the city, it might be difficult. Also, the AI has a habit of walking through buildings. That they're supposed to be defending.
You've reached the target, Commander.
Okay, so I gotta kill 29.
Now fan out and take defensive positions. Prepare for incoming hostiles.
Commander, welcome to our homestead. Get settled in and prepare for a fight.
I'm gonna stay on the outside of the city.
Commander, enemy forces are getting too close for comfort for my people. Chase them down and keep them away from us.
Ooh. Got something coming in.
They've got
Where is
a
it?
residential complex. Did anyone make it out of there?
I can't see the guy. He's right. He's right above me. Somebody kill him.
Target acquired.
Oh no, it's not a.
Grab that one.
All right.
Target destroyed.
Okay, he's dead. Where are you, Javelin? Kind of hard to hit these guys without messing up the buildings, especially when they're behind a building. Come here, you bastard.
Target destroyed.
Alright, he's dead. Another vehicle in behind us.
Enemy reinforcements are spotted in the area. They look like they're heading your way.
Okay, there's a Locust 1E just like running through the city doing heavy damage. Whoops.
New target acquired.
Looks like the... Oh, it went all the way over there. This might be a nightmare to catch all the enemies and stop them from destroying stuff.
We're on the same side.
Because you got a bunch of vehicles over here on this perimeter.
Acquired.
I have no idea where my allies are at this point either.
I got it.
Already not a fan of this mission.
Destroyed.
They've leveled the guard tower.
I'm somewhat disappointed that the extended range laser looks no different than a normal large laser. Yeah, I don't think my allies are doing anything right now. They're just trapped within the city, probably running into every building that's around them.
Dispatch our crisis teams to the business district. They just destroyed an office tower.
Hello. I can't see. Just turn around. Deal with the Centurion here. Take that arm. Oh, that was the one with the autocan 20.
They're targeting civilian residences. What have those people done? Ah, one down.
So long as I attack him at this range, he can't do anything. Cool.
Amazing, Commander. Nice kill. I think
All right.
I'm going critical.
Turn around. Alright, let them deal with that.
Enemy mech destroyed.
My scope is lighting up with more targets converging on your position, Commander. Stay frosty.
Well, we're supposed to keep the base above 60%. That's not going to happen. We're not even halfway done, and we're almost to that.
To my score.
Oh, we are actually overheating.
Target acquired.
Splash target.
And a lot of this is just vehicles unchecked. I can't really deal with these and all the mechs that we have to deal with at the same time.
Next scrap.
Main missile. Target acquired.
Ooh. We got ourselves some assault mechs.
Almost like you planned that shot. Nice.
I tried to cockpit him. Gonna do the same thing against the awesome here.
Target is done.
Got him.
Target acquired.
Okay. Just has LRM-15, so if I can get close enough, it won't be able to hit me.
Critical.
Okay, we are overheating in this mech, something that didn't used to be a problem.
Target destroyed.
Okay, now we have to deal with all the vehicles that are still around. Wow, we have 10 more enemies. Jesus.
Target acquired.
Okay. Tell people to start shooting at that.
Received. Engaging.
Alright, go, 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 go. Well, they didn't get any LRMs off.
Our living facilities.
I know. I'm just too slow, and the vehicles are just too hard to get to. It's kind of annoying, but what can you do?
Jump jet fuel low.
I mean, the guy's all the way on the other side of the base. Whoops. There he is. I'm trying to be careful.
Recon reports additional forces entering
Alright.
the engagement area, Commander. Be on the lookout for them.
Looks like we have to come back this way. I'm really trying not to run into these buildings. It's kind of hard not to, though. The street's very tight.
Our communications tower got clipped by that last barrage.
Alright, so we failed the secondary objective.
Scrap that one.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, the guy's dead.
Target
The
destroyed.
guy's dead. Another vehicle in here.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
That guy's dead. Okay.
Damn it! They just destroyed an apartment complex.
Target acquired.
Got ourselves another assault class mech.
Mercenary mix.
I'm kind of unsure because the Shadowhawk is the only one over here. And there's an absolute ton of enemy mechs. Alright, I'm gonna take out the Victor if I can. I'm gonna use more or less the same strategy of just trying to get that cockpit. Because if this lasts too long,
Operating at half strength, Commander.
we're gonna take real bad damage.
Now is the time.
That makes a junk pile now.
Okay, got him.
Target.
Excellent lucky shot.
What do we got here? Oh, we got ourselves a Marauder. Our allies are taking care of the Yager mech, so I'm going to ignore it. Ow.
Enemy mech town.
Again, I'm going to try for cockpit shots if I can.
Heat critical. Target destroyed.
Okay.
Target acquired.
Got ourselves a blackjack. This is the last target. Ow. My arm got knocked out, but that's okay. That's the last target. So, defenses took heavy damage, but I'm not too surprised with just the way the things were.
And taking another shot of Black Inferno sure does feel good, doesn't it?
I think that mission overall went really well. The shuttle hook took some decent damage.
I'm on my way.
Roger
Right.
that.
Do we have to actually head to an extraction point, or does the mission just end? Okay, it just ends. That was some really heavy enemy involvement. We had how many assault class mechs? Quite a lot. There was a Victor, an Awesome, a Battlemaster, so at least 3. I feel like I dealt with them fairly well. Unfortunately, we have a lot of opportunities for salvage here, but I don't have the shares to do any of them, so... Let me sort by value. Quality 2 AC20. Yeah, so there's a Victor just sitting here. But I don't have the shares for it, so... I already have 5 of these things, so I think we pass on that. I think I'm going to take the Quality 2 AC20, because how many opportunities are we going to get one of those? And then I'll just probably fill up the rest on Quality 2 medium lasers, because we always use these pretty frequently. And I'm probably going to have to replace a few here after the conclusion of that fight. Alright. So we didn't take all that much damage, only 395,000, so let's just say 400,000 for sake of argument. My damage coverage was over 500, so yeah. Total payout, I think you guys can just see 1.334. Yeah, more or less pretty good. Just didn't have very many, I couldn't have gotten this many shares anyway, so... that we were never going to salvage this. It's very difficult to salvage heavy vehicles in this game, heavy mechs. So you really have to get your relationship up. I actually kind of doubt the Shadowhawk lost any weapon systems. It took a lot of armor damage, but 97,000 isn't really that high, so I suspect it's fine. And if anything, it's maybe a medium laser, which isn't that big of a deal. As I said, the Shadowhawk is very effective, even in the hands of the AI. It did 1,200 damage. Really good. 7 mech kills, so the highest. So Portillo just went crazy in this thing. Did really well. I also did well with 1,300. The Warhammer didn't do too well, but honestly, neither the Warhammer nor the Thunderbolt did all that well, and I think really a lot of that was just they were out of position for most of the mission. And as a result, they just really couldn't get a whole lot off. Probably most of the damage that the Thunderbolt did was probably with LRMs, if I were to guess. I mean, maybe I'm wrong in that, but I wouldn't read too much into these guys because I just don't think they were in the position. They were too slow, and the way that the terrain was, it was just too difficult for them to get into a proper position. Whereas the Shadowhawk had no real trouble with that. It's a little faster mech, and it kind of shows. So, also its weapon systems kind of played into the ranges that we were fighting at really well. So, really amazing. I think this is the best performance we've ever seen out of an AI. So, the Shadowhawk might be a mech we use more often, honestly. Or it might be a design principle we carry forward as well, as far as the way the weapon systems are. I think we may emphasize this type of weapon loadout. Well, in any case, let's go ahead and close here. So mission accomplished, Commander. The Inferno forces are bugging out. The Combine is extremely grateful we were able to intervene and have already released our payment. Looks like we got a few medium lasers. While you were taking care of business on the ground, I contacted Spears and filled him in on what we're up to in the system. He's going to send an advanced exploration team from IE to investigate and survey the area. If there's a Star League facility of some kind on the planet, Spear's people will uncover it. He's also promised us a generous finder's fee should that happen. Could mean some serious cash. Never a bad thing. Anyways, excellent work. Alright, so we get our medium lasers. They are quality 3, so that's alright. I'll take that. We get a little bit of reputation as well. We do have to actually... Oh, we already did claim the rewards, right? Alright, let's look at the extent of the damage. So the Warhammer really didn't take anything. The Thunderbolt, it did take damage, but nothing serious. The Shadowhawk looks like it didn't lose any weapon system, so it's perfectly fine. And then we lost an arm, as we often do, so not too surprised with that outcome. Alright, I would say all in all, very, very good, and I'm happy with the change to the Shadowhawk. That was actually the right call and proved very effective in that mission. Okay, well, let's see where we're going to go, and what the game plan is now. Now, we probably have to talk to that lady before we get too much further. This is still really far away, this industrial zone. Yeah, I'm not too sure what we're going to do here. We do have this high reward contract right nearby us. We probably are able to read this description right now, but before we do any of that, let me go ahead and talk to... Oh, she doesn't want to talk to me. Alright, so I guess we are not at the reputation point we need to be at yet. I believe I saw that we had a little bit of a quest here on the log to increase our reputation. Alright. So I have to really carefully consider where I want to go. So where things stand right now, we don't really have reputation with House America at all. We're very close to getting to +4 with House of Liao, and we already are there with House Davian. I unfortunately left a reward contract that I was already involved with back a ways. I guess I just forgot about it. I guess there's not really a time limit on it, so we might be able to go back and still do it. So if that was what we were going to do, we could hit this high reward contract along the way. There's 2 here, actually. It might be a choice between one of 2, though. Sometimes that happens. It might either go for House Davian or House Capellan. Or, I'm sorry, House Liao. I always say that for some reason. So I think the right course we're going to do here is really we're going to jump to whichever is closer. Either Exeter or one of these guys. Looks like this is closer. Liao. How did I say it? I thought I said it that way. But in any case, yeah, we're gonna go here. It's pretty much the same, but it gets us closer to over here, I think. And we can pop in this system, and from there we have another industrial zone right here, so I think it's okay. Yeah, this is where we're going to go. So, long time having to wait here. Hopefully future campaign missions aren't so close to the periphery, so we can actually get close to an industrial zone without having to spend a month and a half traveling. Okay, so we have a number of rare weapons potentially. But let's first take a look at barracks.
My combat skills are meant to impress, sir.
Well, unfortunately, you don't impress me very much, so I think we're going to just go ahead and pass on
Ready, sir. Let's get to work.
these pilots. Go to the market. Okay, so we've got a couple assault class mechs. Well, not just a couple, there's like 4 of them. Now, normally I'm a fan of the Stalker, but again, I don't know how good it is in this game. I'm not sure this is the default one, though. What's the default Stalker? Let's look at our handy-dandy technical readout. Stalker, Stalker, Stalker. Doo-doo-doo. Oop, too far. Probably just before the Cyclops. There it is. These are ordered in tonnage by tonnage. Tonnage and then alphabetical. So the Stalker at 85 tons normally comes with 2 LRM-10s, 1 in each arm. Is that correct? I don't see one in the left arm. I just see one in the right arm. The normal variant is the 3F, so the 3N, is that one that's mentioned? No, the only other variant that they mention in this technical readout is the 3H. So I'm not familiar with this loadout, but let's see how different it is from the typical. So normally this thing comes with 2 LRM-10s. They don't tell you armor and tonnage, so it's a little bit harder for me to compare because the points of armor is not equivalent in this game. Roughly speaking, depending on what type of armor, but if you're just using standard armor, it's 16 points per ton in the tabletop game. I don't know what it is. I'd actually have to look at it in this game and like do math on it. But in any case, let's see what the difference is. So the 2 SRM-6s, that is standard. There should be 1 in each torso section. So that appears to be correct. As far as what's in the left arm, should just be LRM-10s. So they added a medium laser to the left and right arm, perhaps? How many medium lasers are there normally? No, I misread that, actually. Let me go through. So we got an LRM-10 in both arms, in the standard variant, which we only see 1 here in the right arm. We've got 2 large lasers, 1 in each torso section, right and left, which we do see. Okay. Then we have 4 medium lasers, 2 in each arm. So it looks like we have moved a couple of the medium lasers. No, that still looks right. We've got 2 in one arm, 2 in the other. Okay. And then, as I mentioned, the 2 SRM-6s. So it just downgraded 1 LRM-10, but I don't know what it did with that. Heatsink should be quite a lot, which may be true. I don't know. I don't know. It looks like they downgraded stuff, so maybe they up-armored it? I really don't know. I'm not familiar with this variant. Orin dropped an LRM for additional heat sinks. Okay, well that could be very true. The Stalker does struggle with heat despite having a lot of them. So, alright. What else do we got? We got the Banshee 3E. This looks like the standard variant of the Banshee, if I were to guess offhand, which is a very bad mech, honestly. Awesome is pretty decent, but this is not the standard variant. This is the one that uses LRM-15, so I'm going to ignore it. Because it is, LRM-15s have, or LRMs in general, have proved not to be effective in this game. This does look like the standard Victor. I don't know that offhand, but it does look like the right loadout. The Stalker is the most affordable out of the bunch, outside of the Awesome. So, if I were to pick one, I'm actually leaning towards the Stalker. I don't know how easy it would be for us to use this mech, though, because it is 85 tons, and right now we're using 70-ton mechs. I feel like this is a little too heavy. 80-ton mech might be doable in, like, some of those 270-ton plus missions. But, as interesting as this stuff is, I think we have to pass on it. But let's see what else we got before we make any decisions. We've got a rare flamer. Let's just look at them one at a time. Oh, okay. This is a no-brainer. We have to buy this. Especially as we already have the ammo. So, quality 3, LB-10X, a very good weapon. So, yeah, I can't walk away from that. Moving on. I don't care about the flamer. Missiles. Yeah, I don't care about an LRM-5. Okay. Pass on that. Any cool heat sinks or anything in here? We do have some ammo, and I feel like we should pick this up even though we probably don't need it. Because how often are we going to find this stuff? Probably not super often. So, get that out of the way. All right. Not bad. The real question we have to ask ourselves, though, if we were to take some of these mechs, is what could we do with them? Well, the Banshee, there's not really a whole lot you can do with it. It's too fast of a mech for its weight, and as a result, it suffers dramatically. The Awesome, I'm not really sure there's a whole lot I could do with this either, because the energy weapon slots are seemingly not all that usable, and I don't know what I could do with these missile slots to make it all that effective. So the Awesome I'm going to have to pass on. The Stalker, we probably would have room to do quite a lot with, especially as it doesn't have that much of an emphasis on long-range missiles. I mean, honestly, out of the bunch, this is probably the best mech to pick up. The Victor... Again, I don't know, because the energy weapon slots and the missile slot is not really all that exciting. You're not going to be able to fit much more than an SRM-4 in here. And the autocannon 20, I don't know if it makes a whole lot of sense to downgrade that. So you'd have to kind of just take it as is. It's not a terrible mech, but I just don't know if I'm a fan. But if I'm perfectly honest with you, I'm leaning towards the Stalker. I think it would do quite well from what I've seen of the game so far. It wouldn't take a lot of repairs to get it in action. The question is, could we even put it in action? And that I don't know. That I don't know. Well, there's definitely a lot we can do with it. I feel like we don't pass on this. It's not that expensive, and I feel like we might be able to use it in the not-too-distant future. Especially as we get up to difficulty 10 missions. Because we're getting 270 tons at Reputation 8. So we have access to Reputation 9 missions. I think we might be able to use this almost right away. Alright, so if that's the case, we do have to sell something. And I think in this case, the Assassin has kind of outlived its usefulness. We'll hold on to the Phoenix Hawk, but the Assassin's going to go bye-bye. I really like this mech. We could put it down into cold storage to save it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's worth doing. I say we get rid of it. And it doesn't have any systems that I feel like we'd really want to save. The SRM-4s are just quality ones, so yeah, I think we just get rid of it. Alright, where are you? Well, it's alphabetical order. Assassin. Sell. Okay, now let's go through and individually sell all the stuff in cold storage. So, Centurion. I'm going to sell all of these. I don't think there's a reason to keep any of it. Make sure we sell the AL variant. Okay. Beta 2B. Sell. I can't wait for them to do this update where you don't have to do this. What am I selling? A Javelin. And then finally the Urban Mech. All the way at the bottom of the list. Okay, and sell. Alright, so we're up to almost 15 million. So we have plenty of money to be able to buy something like this. I feel like we're hop-skipping over a lot of mechs, though, by picking up the Stalker. But I'm going to want a Stalker eventually anyway, and I kind of like this variant. Yeah, I'm not really sure what their thinking was, but it's kind of frustrating to have to hold on to mechs like that. Especially if you're in financial trouble. Like, to be sitting on 5 mechs, but you can't sell them without selling a mech that you're currently using. It's kind of a bummer. Alright, let's go ahead and buy the Stalker. It's not expensive, and I don't think it would take long to get it into order. So let's purchase it. Okay. It's a done deal now. We have to live with that. Alright, let's go through and do a lot of our repairs. So some of this stuff is going to be fairly simple. Grasshopper's going to need a little bit more work. Alright, now for the Stalker. We might not be able to use this right away, but I'm probably going to leave it in the loadout that it currently has, because I think it will be really effective. We could also, if one of these is an engine heatsink, which I don't think it is, but if it was, I might even put a double heatsink on this thing, because we do have one left. But really, I just think we go through here and we give it a higher quality weapons than it currently has. So the SRM-6s are probably the first priority of leveling up. We've got 2 of these quality 3 SRM-6s. I see no reason why not to use both of them. And it's in a torso section, which I think should stick around. So the only consideration we have is that the Stalker is not as heavily armored as a lot of other mechs. It's weight. So if we're concerned about that, we might want to consider thinking of a way to get more armor. I'm not sure what that way is just yet. I'll have to think about it. We could downgrade the large lasers. To something else. Like medium lasers. It would be very medium laser and close range emphasis. Either that or we strip out one or both of the, like, 2 medium lasers potentially. Or some of the heat sinks. I really don't know. I don't know what the answer to this is. I think I'm going to keep a hold of large lasers because I think they would be effective. Or just get higher quality ones. I'm leaning towards stripping out a couple medium lasers potentially. This thing is going to run really hot. So, although they have stripped out one LRM-10 to kind of help with that, I'm not sure if it's enough. I'm trying to think what we want to put in here. Do we want to put a quality level 3 LRM-10 in here, even though we may lose the LRM-10 if the arm goes? Yeah, sure. Why not? Upgrading these weapons to higher efficiency ones will also help us from the heat standpoint. I think I'm just going to use quality 2 medium lasers here. And I'm tempted to just strip these out. Because if you think about the close range firepower of this thing, 2 SRM-6s is still pretty damn good. I mean, look at the damage output of this thing. It's twice what a lot of our other mechs have. Would it really hurt to strip out 1 or 2 medium lasers? I'm going to do 1 for now. And then we'll give ourselves 1 ton of armor and see where we're at. So the arm should definitely get maxed out. Like, no doubt about it. Let's give ourselves a little bit more rear armor here. Let's go up to 14, I would say. And then we'll go up to, I don't know, 55. I mean, almost all of this will probably go into the left and right torso section. Because the center torso is fairly well armored, but there's not really a whole lot of as far as weapon systems in there. So I think it makes a lot of sense to make sure you don't lose these weapon systems and all these heat sinks and all the ammo. Now, this LRM ammo I'm going to move, but I just want to see where everything is at the moment. Let's go up to 58. $59. Okay. So that's what 1 ton gets us. We've got 59 on each side. We increase the rear armor a little bit. So if the thing gets flanked, it's not just devastated. The arms got maxed out. The legs I'm not going to really touch because they're alright. And then the center torso I'll just leave as is for now. So that's one thing we could do. We throw a little bit of firepower away. But it gives us just 1 more ton of armor. I think I'm going to go with that for now. I'm going to downgrade or upgrade this to a level 2. So we actually gain damage even stripping out a medium laser. So I kind of like it. Let's get our weapon groups going. So the medium lasers are all together. We'll put that in a chain fire. The large lasers I also will chain fire. And then you've got your LRM-4 on 4 and your SRM-6s on 3. I like that. We'll probably chain fire that as well. And that should be fairly effective mech. It has to be kind of close range for a good chunk of its firepower, the group 2 and 3. But group 1 and 4 should be able to poke, and even without a direct line of sight, you get at least something going out there. It's not a strong amount of firepower, but as we've seen, LRMs are not very strong, so I don't think we want to put too much emphasis on that. Okay, I like it. Now this mech is very slow. It will also take a very long time for this actually to happen, 53 days. But hey, let's just see real quick. Is this a... I don't think it is. Yeah, there's no engine heatsink for us, so. Just checking. Oh yeah, the LRM ammo needs to move. Let's just put it in the torso section nearby. I'd rather have that than it in the arm, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it will get lost very frequently if I put it there. Okay, looks good to me. So 55 days because I moved the location of the LRM ammo, unfortunately. This is going to take an awfully long time, but we're probably not going to be able to use this right away anyway, so... Okay, there we have it. So this mech should be really, really effective once we get it going. At least, in my opinion, it will be. The only problem it has is it's very slow. Okay. Well, there's that. And then I think from here, we're going to do maybe a contract along the way to get to here, but that's where we're going to ultimately go. This is probably going to be a very easy mission at this point, because there was a mission we were supposed to have done a while ago, and I just kind of forgot about it. I'll probably go to Oven here. We do have a Warzone contract. I'll do that, and then we'll just pass along, do this mission. And then maybe we'll come down here, do this one, whatever it may be. And then we'll see where we're at. And I might head into Merrick space. I may not. We'll see.